Power, desire, and destiny. Women's sexuality in the Bible. From the very beginning, women's beauty and sexuality have shaped history, altering the course of nations and dynasties. Eve, the first woman, stands at the root of this narrative, not only as the mother of humanity but as a symbol of irresistible beauty and influence. Formed from Adam's own flesh, she was his perfect companion, deeply loved by him. Tempted by the serpent, she reached for the forbidden fruit, drawn not just by hunger, but by the promise of wisdom and power. Adam, though aware of the command against eating it, could not resist her request, proving the power she held over him. In doing so, she introduced desire, both for knowledge and control, into the human story. Though her choice led to exile, it also set humanity on its path, demonstrating that a woman's decisions, even in matters of temptation, would always have far-reaching consequences. From Eve's fateful decision, the Bible continues to show how women's beauty and desire shaped destinies. Sarah, wife of Abraham and matriarch of Israel, experienced firsthand how beauty could be both a gift and a threat. When famine forced Abraham to seek refuge in Egypt, he feared that her great beauty would lead rulers to kill him and take her. Twice, he presented her as his sister, and twice, powerful men, Pharaoh in Egypt and King Abimelech in Gerar, claimed her for their courts. But divine intervention protected Sarah, proving that beauty could be both dangerous and divinely safeguarded when serving a greater purpose. Ultimately, she bore Isaac in her old age, ensuring the fulfillment of God's promise and securing her place as the mother of a great nation. Around the same time, Lot, Abraham's nephew, lived with his family in the sinful city of Sodom. When God decided to destroy it, he sent angels to warn Lot, giving him the chance to escape with his wife and daughters, before fire consumed the city. His wife, looking back despite being told not to, was turned into a pillar of salt, leaving Lot and his 2 daughters to seek refuge in a cave. Believing they were the last survivors on earth, and fearing they would never bear children, the daughters devised a desperate plan. On 2 consecutive nights, they got their father drunk and seduced him, each becoming pregnant without his knowledge. Their actions resulted in the birth of Moab and Ben-Ammi, ancestors of the Moabites and Ammonites. Though their method was drastic, their story reflects the survival instincts of women in the Bible, using whatever means necessary to secure their lineage, in a world where bearing children was essential for the future. The power of sexuality also played a role in Tamar's story. Tamar was the widowed daughter-in-law of Judah, one of Jacob's 12 sons. According to custom, she was entitled to marry Judah's youngest son, but when he withheld the marriage, Tamar was left without security. Taking matters into her own hands, she disguised herself as a prostitute and seduced Judah, becoming pregnant with his child. When her identity was revealed, Judah admitted his wrongdoing and accepted her. Tamar later gave birth to twin sons, Perez and Zerah, securing her legacy in the ancestral line of King David, and ultimately Jesus. Her actions, though unconventional, ensured justice in a world where women's futures often depended on the decisions of men. Another story of beauty and desire, intertwined with destiny, is that of Joseph and Potiphar's wife. Joseph, the favored son of Jacob, was sold into slavery by his jealous brothers, and ended up in Egypt, serving in the house of Potiphar, an Egyptian official. Handsome and successful, Joseph caught the eye of Potiphar's wife, who relentlessly tried to seduce him. When he refused her advances, she falsely accused him of assault, leading to his imprisonment. Yet, this wrongful punishment set Joseph on a path to power, as his ability to interpret dreams ultimately led him to become Pharaoh's right-hand man. Potiphar's wife, driven by unchecked desire, caused suffering, but in the grander scheme, her actions played a role in God's greater plan. Ironically, her attempt to control Joseph's fate only pushed him closer to the destiny that would make him the savior of Egypt and his family. Desire also led to Samson's downfall at the hands of Delilah. Samson, a warrior with superhuman strength, was set apart from birth as a Nazirite, forbidden from cutting his hair, which was the source of his power. Captivated by Delilah's beauty, he fell into her trap, as she sought to uncover the secret of his strength. After relentless persuasion, she lured him into her room, gave him wine, and seduced him until he finally revealed that his uncut hair was the source of his power. As he slept, she cut his hair and called the Philistines, who captured and blinded him. Though betrayed, Samson's final act of strength brought down the Philistine temple, showing how passion and deception can alter the course of history. Unlike Delilah, whose seduction led to destruction, Ruth's beauty and devotion led to redemption. A Moabite widow, Ruth remained loyal to her Israelite mother-in-law, Naomi, and followed her to Bethlehem. Naomi encouraged Ruth to find security by approaching Boaz, a wealthy relative, at night, symbolizing her request for marriage. Moved by her beauty and virtue, Boaz ensured she became his wife, securing her future. Their union led to the birth of Obed, grandfather of King David, placing Ruth in the messianic lineage. Her story highlights how female beauty, when combined with wisdom and loyalty, can bring redemption and shape history. Ruth's foreign status should have made her an outsider, yet her determination and grace won her a place of honor among the great women of Israel. Yet another woman whose beauty shaped history was Bathsheba. Married to Uriah, a loyal soldier, Bathsheba was bathing when King David, captivated by her beauty, summoned her. Their affair led to pregnancy, and to conceal his sin, David arranged for Uriah's death by sending him to the front. Though their first child died as punishment, Bathsheba later bore Solomon, who became Israel's greatest king. Her story reflects how power and desire can lead to both downfall and redemption. While she is often remembered for her role in David's greatest moral failure, Bathsheba later wielded influence in Solomon's court, proving that her beauty was only one part of her legacy. Beauty was also a powerful tool in the hands of Esther, a Jewish woman who became queen of King Ahasuerus of Persia. Chosen for her extraordinary beauty, Esther could have remained silent in her position of privilege, but instead, she risked her life to save her people. The king's chief advisor, Haman, harbored deep hatred for the Jews. Seeking revenge, Haman devised a plot to exterminate all Jews in the Persian Empire, securing the king's approval for his decree. Esther, guided by wisdom and courage, carefully planned her response. By strategically revealing her Jewish identity at a royal banquet and exposing Haman's scheme, she won the king's favor and overturned the deadly decree, leading to Haman's execution. These stories revealed that in the Bible, women's beauty and sexuality were more than just temptation or sin, they were forces that shaped nations, secured dynasties, and led to redemption. Whether through seduction, sacrifice, or survival, these women altered history, proving that their influence reached far beyond the men they were entangled with. Each of them, in different ways, showed that beauty and desire, when wielded with wisdom or courage, could be instruments of both destruction and salvation. Though men in these stories held formal power, it was the women's choices, through defiance, devotion, or deception, that shaped the fate of Israel and its people.